Grab a chair around the table, y'all. Get yourself a beverage. We're going to have ourselves a little game of cards. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is Soloplay Sunday, where the show where I bust out some game or another and play with myself for the amusement of all watching. Wait, that came out wrong. Or did it? Now, I had originally intended on doing a little playthrough of Old Gods of Appalachia for today, as I had covered the system in a previous video, but not given it its own play segment. And that's something I enjoy doing here on the channel. I cover something on Tabletop Tuesday, then give you all a good playthrough of it on Sunday, so y'all can see what the game's all about, decide if it's for you. Don't always get to do things that way, but that's how I prefer. So, Old Gods didn't get its day, and the wife suggested covering it today. However, I sat down with this system and I'm reading through it and I'm barely keeping up with it. This is a big brain system. This is a system for folks who paid attention in high school. That is absolutely not me. They're lucky I showed up at all. I had better things to do, but I digress. So after getting lost in the numerous nuances of said system, cipher system, I decided to audible into something a little bit more my speed. And suddenly, I remembered World of Warcraft trading card game video I did a couple days ago, and how I admitted to playing cards solo, and I thought, this here's a perfect opportunity to keep on track with the coverage of a system and then play through of it. So, here we go. I'll be presenting two decks built around the precons you get with the starter Heroes of Azeroth set, the base set. Those decks were only 30 cards, and a constructed deck should have 60, so they've been beefed up to meet the minimum of 60. Now, I cannot speak to the quality of said decks for a couple reasons. First, I did not buy a ton of WoW TCG stuff back in the day. It simply wasn't available around these parts. So we're dealing with the base set and maybe half dozen or so booster packs from various expansions. So you're going to see some janky, suboptimal card choices, and that is born 100% of necessity. Secondly, these decks were built I don't know how many years ago. The last time I did a serious dive into this game, so I can't speak to the overall synergy or cohesiveness of either deck, so there's that. That all being said, we're going to have ourselves a throwdown between Alliance and Horde. The timeless tale, the classic conflict. I hope you all enjoy, and let's get into it. All right, everybody, we're all ready to flip some cards here. Let's play ourselves a little game. All right, so we got our setup. We got our Alliance deck over here, keeping the blue theme, the blue dice with his health pool here. He's got 30 health. It's your hero. Once he's knocked out, you lose. Over here, we got the Horde. Now, back up a second here. The Alliance is going to be led by Warax, a dwarf warrior, prop warrior. So he's the command. He's the not the commander. He's the hero for this here deck over here. And over here we got Radic Doombringer. We'll see if he actually brings any doom or not. Orc Warlock. He's got 28 health. So we got 30 health, 28 health. So we'll see how this plays out. This guy, Radic Doomhammer, seems to depend on pets. So I'm assuming this deck has several pets. We'll see. But anyway, so we start out. We draw. It's already shuffled. So each side draws 7 cards. So there's 7 for Warax. Yeah, that sounds better. And there's 7 for Radic Doomhammer. Let's see here. Now, I'm going to play with these, as revealed as I can with size limitations here. It's eventually we're going to have ourselves a second camera and this will work better. But so you can see here we got some allies. Got some allies in the hand here. And allies you want to summon because they're the ones that are going to do battle with such. I'm going to organize as such. Yeah, so we got 4 allies in our opening hand. We got a pair of instants and we got a quest. Now, you can let's see what Radic over here has. He opens up his hand and he's got he does have pets. Look at this. But he's also got other people too. So we're just going to organize this real quick for the benefit of y'all. All right. So over here, Radic has he has 3 allies and it looks like 2 pets, or neutral allies, I should say. I know them as Warlock pets because I play World of Warcraft, but Let's see if they do they have a pet designation. They do. Okay, so these count as pets, and his special ability is destroying one of your own pets to deal some shadow damage to a hero ally. So he's kind of a cannon over here. So we're going to probably want to hold back and play out our pets. We're not going to play them as resources. Yeah, in this game. Okay, in this game, you don't have the land and the mana like in WoW. It actually implements an idea a friend of mine, Mike Villa, had, where in MTG you have to have land, play out, pay resources, play cards, and you can get land screwed. You can have hands with no land. You can not draw any land. And he proposed the idea: what if you could actually use cards, any card, as a land and play it as a land, and you wouldn't be able to use it any other way; it would just stay as a land. Well, this game apparently overheard him through the ether and implemented that system. You can play any card face down as a resource, and you tap the resources and you play your cards, and the numbers in the top left are how many you have to tap to play that card. And quests are kind of fun in that regard, in that you play them face up and they count as resources. You can tap them for a resource, but you can also fulfill the quest, get something out of it, and then flip it over, and then they're a regular resource for the rest of the game. It's pretty cool. So anyway, we're going to roll ourselves a die. I'm going to grab a neutral colored die, green die, ain't blue or red, so there's no favoritism here. Whoever rolls higher is to go first. Warax has a 14, and Radic Doombringer over here has an 18. Okay, Radic starts us off. So the first thing you want to do is play out a card as a resource. Now, since you need allies to win the game, I'm going to say he's going to be reluctant to play out his allies as resources. So he's actually going to take one of these here instances, and we're going to play that as a resource. So you play a face down. Now he's got one resource. However, he doesn't have anything that costs one, so he can't do anything. So we'll speed through his turn, and we got our little cheat sheet turn thing over here. So he had his start phase, he had his action phase, and now he's in his end phase, and that's it for him. And since he was going first, he doesn't draw a card officially. In this house, we don't play like that. Whoever goes first draws a card, but we're going to play it official this here first time. So, moving over to Warax's turn. Now, he does draw a card officially, and he draws himself another ally. Now, this one costs 2, so it can come out a bit faster. So, very first thing he's going to do is take these quests, as I mentioned, and he's going to play that out as a resource card. Now, he does have a 1 casting cost thing he could cast, Rend. And you attach it to target's instant, so you can play it anytime. You attach it to target hero or ally. And at the start of your turn, your hero deals 1 melee damage to the attached character. So you're applying a Rend to a bad guy. And you know what I'm going to do? He's actually going to... I don't need any attack power or anything like that. He's just going to flat out... I'm going to put Rend on Radic Doomhammer, attached to target hero. And the start of every Warax turn, Radic's going to take a point of damage. Just going to start right out the gates. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to go aggro. So, okay, so Warax goes through his phases. He's done. New turn. Radic would untap anything that's tapped, but nothing's tapped, so we don't worry about it. He draws into a quest. Kibler's Exotic Pets. So he's going to play that out as a resource, but I'm going to keep it face up because it's a quest. And he can pay 2 to complete it. The reward is to reveal the top 3, put a revealed ally into your hand, and the rest in the bottom of your deck. So it's kind of like a Sensei's Dividing Top almost, if you want to think about it, or a Brainstorm from MTG. It's kind of tempting, and he doesn't have, well, he's got a Steel Essence instant that he could play. He could deal his hero, Radic could deal 2 damage to Warax or an ally, and heals 1 damage from itself for each damage dealt. Now, he has not taken any damage yet, so it'd be kind of wasted. So we're actually not going to do that. We're gonna tap these 2, and that gives us 2 resources, and we're gonna pay 2 to complete this quest. So we're gonna reveal the top 3, and we get quest. Darn it. There's an ally, Troll Shaman. That's what we're looking for. And we're also got Tarn Druid. Okay. So we reveal the 3. We put a revealed ally into our hand and the rest on the bottom. I'm assuming in any order because it doesn't specify. And you know what we're going to do? We need to start, we're actually going to grab a Katali. We're going to put these on the bottom of the deck. Here we go. And now this quest is completed, so it flips over and it just becomes a resource. Tali goes into the hand. We're actually going to play him next turn. So that's it for Radek. He does his end phase, nothing to do. Okay, so we flop over to Warax here. Warax, start phase is ready, untaps everything. So draws a card. He draws Galway Steam Whistle, another ally who only costs one. Ooh, yeah, okay. So he can either play out another resource, which actually seems like a good idea. Ah, man, I don't want to play that. That battle shout instant isn't ongoing, so it stays out there. So I don't, and it adds a one attack power to all his allies. So I'm like, and hooey hooey hooey. We're actually going to play out Ren Dreamstalker as a resource. So now we have two resources. I'm going to put the quest over here. So what we can do is we can't play any of those, but we can play one of these. And we could either play Galway Steam Whistle, or we could play Caretaker Heartwing, or we could complete quest, which draw a card, discard a card. I don't think we want to do that. I think we want to. We got two resources, so we're going to play out Caretaker Heartwing. Now, there are three levels on the battlefield here. You got your resource row, you got your hero row, and in your hero row you put all his equipment and such that's attached to him, his armor, his weapons, etc., etc. And your third row is your allies. So I'm getting a little close here. We're going to move stuff over here so there's no confusion about what's in hand. I'm just showing stuff. So there's Caretaker Heartwing. Comes in play, cannot do anything the first turn. But Heartwing is untargetable while ready, so that cannot be attacked, which is good because it only has one health. It's weak as can be. Now, also, we forgot to do something, didn't we? Yeah, there's Rend on Radek. And it says at the start of Warax's turn, Radek takes a point, but we didn't do that, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to back up. He drops the 27. So now that's it for Warax. He does his end phase. We move over to Radek. He does his ready phase. Taps his cards. Draw step. Draws another ally. Blood Elf Priest. Man, that's kind of neat. When you play an ability, you may destroy target ability. That's she's got a neat little ability here. Okay, so now we have two research that we can either do. We can steal essence. We can play out Shadala, or we can play out Katali. And Katali heals himself every turn, where Shadala, if you play an ability, she destroys an ability. And we don't have any abilities out just yet. Now, obviously, there's going to be an ability at some point, probably, with the battle shout, but Radek wouldn't know that. That's the suspension of knowledge that I'm talking about when you solo play. Is you play as if you don't know what's in the opponent's hands. It takes a bit, and I think the most advantageous thing to do right now is to play out Katali. So I'm going to move some cards over here. Sorry if you can't quite see everything. You're limited space here. We're working with them. So we pair one resource. Katali comes out. He can't do anything this turn. And he's got Protector, so he can throw himself in front of Radek if needs be. Radek doesn't have any abilities. There's nothing else to play, so that's it for Radek's turn. So we move over to Warax. We do his ready step. And we do his draw step, and he draws into another ally, Bakar, a Draenei Hunter, who he has long range. Defenders deal no combat damage to it. That's pretty awesome. So basically, this deck's seems to be all about evading and not being able to be attacked, where Warax just soaks up the damage. So that's interesting. Like I said, it's been a while since I've played this, so so we can play out somebody as a resource, and oof, some of this stuff is really good. I don't know that I want to use it as a resource, but you know what? We're going to though. Biz ass sorry. he's going to be a resource for this game because I want to pay 3 resources. I'm going to show you guys this. He's going to play out his battle shout now because it is an ongoing, stays in play. And we're just going to put it in this row. Actually, you know what? We're going to put it, since it only affects allies, we're actually going to put it in the ally row. So all allies have +1 attack. So we could attack here. You could defend with Katali. See, the problem is Caretaker Heartwing here only has 1 defense. She can attack either Radek, but if she attacks Radek, Katali can throw himself in front of it. Mutually assured destruction. I guess that's probably the best play we can do because otherwise we're just going to be building up into oblivion. Now my allies have +1 attack, but you know what? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to exhaust this card. I think it's what it's called in this game. Exhaust. And we're going to declare the attack against Radek. However, Katali has Protector. And Protector can throw itself in front of any hero or ally. And he does. He throws himself in front of Radek. He's got his 1 attack. She's got the 1 defense, so these 2 are going to destroy each other. She has 4 attack, actually has 5, +1 from the battle shout. He only has 2 life. So these 2 destroy each other. So they're blown up, they're gone. We put them in the discard pile. So we go over to the discards, they're dead, they're gone. Vaya con Dios. So there it is. So there's our first combat, and that's how combat plays out. You attack with your dude, you declare who you're attacking, and you resolve it. It's quick and easy, simple. It's nice. But that's it for War Axe. So he is going to end his turn, does his end phase. There's nothing else he can play out. He's tapped out. So we're going over to Radek. He untaps his such. He draws another card, and he draws Captain Swash, an Orc Rogue. Only 1 to bring out, but he's only 1 attack and 1 defense. So, but he has +3 attack while attacking an exhausted hero or ally. So a little bit of an opportunist there, but it's not really what we're looking at. We're going to play him out as a resource. So now we are at 3 resources. Oh, and once again, we forgot for Radek to take a damage, so back up and do that real quick. I'll get it right one of these days. So we can play out Shadala. We can play out Benethor Drago, Undead Mage. He's got a beefy attack. He's got 2 health. We can play out Gerzook. He's got a 2 attack, 3 health. Ferocity can attack immediately, and then there's no defenders. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and do that because I'm going to show you all how that works. So we're going to play out Gerzook, the Orc Shaman, who has Ferocity, which is basically haste in MTG, except that you can't use their abilities when they first come in. You can attack, but you can't use their abilities. So he's going to immediately attack with his 2 power. And he's going to, there's nobody else to attack, so he attacks War Axe, smacks him for 2. War Axe does not deal any damage in return because he has no equipment, so he has no attack power. And the Battle Shout only affects allies, it doesn't affect the hero himself, so Radek just got a free smack in. So he's already played out everything, so he is done. He does his end. We go back over to War Axe. Now this time, we're going to untap everything. It's the beginning of the turn, so we're going to do the Ren damage. We're actually going to remember it this time. So Radek takes a point. War Axe draws a card. He draws Apprentice Teep. 1 to bring out, 2 attack, 1 health. Elusive, can't be attacked. There's that elusive theme again. Now, since we have 3 resources, you know what? We can just litter the battlefield with dudes. Or we can play one out as a resource, try to build up into the bigger, beefier heroes. And I'm a little, you know what? Let's see here. You know what? We're gonna litter out some stuff. We're gonna pay 3, and we're actually gonna summon 3 allies in the same turn because they all cost 1. So just boom, boom, boom. None of them have ferocity, so none of them can attack immediately. They're out, so they can defend though. And also War Axe can give himself Protector by a resource. Well, actually, you can't. We needed a resource available, so we didn't save a resource, so there's that. So anyway, that's it for War Axe's turn. So he cleans up, he does everything. We go over to Radek. We ready everything. We draw a card. We draw into Shadow Bolt. Costs 3 resources. Deals 3 shadow damage to target hero or ally. When that character is destroyed this turn, its controller discards a card. That is mean and nasty. I like that. I like that a lot. And I happen to have 3 resources, so. Ooh, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna set up a little combo here. We're gonna pay 2 resources to play out Shadala. And she has that ability. When you play an ability, you may destroy target ability. So I'm going to set this up. Next turn, I can do the Shadow Bolt, and I can destroy the Battle Shout if Shadala is still out. We'll see if she survives. But I also want to... I'm going to play out Benethor Drago as a resource. He's got a nice big attack in 4. He's only got 2 health. Has no abilities. I need more resources to play more stuff. Playing out a resource. So I have 2 more resources. So I could actually do Steel Essence. And you know what? I think I'm going to. But it's an instant. So I can actually wait. I can actually wait. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to wait. I'm going to pay out the 2 resources. And here we go. Steel Essence happens. There's no response from Warax. He has no response. He has nothing to respond with. Okay, Radek deals 2 shadow damage to target hero or ally. What we're going to do, we could hit Warax, but I think we're going to hit one of these dudes. We're actually going to blow up Galway's Steam Whistle because his ability is tap to ready your hero or one of your weapons, and that could become a problem later on. So 2 shadow damage to him. He only has 1 health. He goes down. And it heals 1 damage for each damage dealt. It only dealt 1 damage because it only has 1. But he heals for a point. Radek heals for a point. And the Steel Essence goes to the discard pile. It's gone. And that's it for his turn. Oh, I'm sorry. Our little propaganda here fell over. We paused to put that right. So now we go back over to Warax and we have his ready. And he draws into Latro Abictus, whatever. 2 to bring out, 3 attack, 2 health, elusive, can't be attacked. There's that elusive again. So we can attack, we can play out somebody's resource. Oh. Since Radek had played out an ability, Shadala triggered. And Battle Shout has been destroyed. Back up and do that, so, we're not cheating here. So anyway, continue with Warax's turn here. So, we got Apprentice Teep can attack, do some damage. We got Bakar can attack, do some damage. And defenders deal no combat damage to it. So, Bakar is absolutely going to attack. Before I decide to deal with resources, he's absolutely going to attack because the defenders will not deal any damage to him. So, he's going to attack and he's going to smack Shadala, get her off the board in case I have another ability come out. So Shadala has been nuked. He deals 2 damage to her. She does not deal damage back because of his ability. Oh, wait, no. Back up. Strike all that. Okay, start over. Okay, so Bakar has long range. My hero has long range. Defenders deal no combat damage to Warax. So while this dude is out, he can't, Radek cannot attack Warax. Oh, that's interesting. So, we're actually going to... he's not elusive, can't be attacked. I really want to get into the higher cost ability people here. I'm actually going to play out Gareth Iron Shot. It takes 5 to bring out. I'm going to play him out as a resource. Because I would like to get up into the higher resources. And with 4, I can't do anything, but 2, I can. So I'm actually going to pay 1 into the Donation of Wool to complete this quest. The reward is draw a card, discard a card. So he draws into another quest. And you know what? We're going to discard Latro. Sorry, buddy. Because I want that quest. We've already played out a resource. So this quest has been completed. It flips over to a normal resource. We've already played out one. So we're going to play that out next turn. That'll put us at 5. We're trying to build into a Nika because she's beefy. So, Apprentice Teep cannot be attacked. We could swing. Heroes, long range defenders, new. You know what? We could swing with both. smack into his stuff. We'd take out Shadala. We'd severely hurt Kurzook. Oy, oy, oy. What do we do? So they do not have. Actually, yeah. You know what? Okay. Cannot be attacked. Prince Teeth and Bakar are both going to swing in and they're going to target Radek. Nobody has protectors, so nobody can block him. He has no return attack power, so he's not going to deal any damage to them. So they're going to deal 4 to him. He goes down by 4. Ow. That really hurt. So that was nice. That was a nice turn for Warax. So he has nothing else to do to play. So he's going to keep 2 resource open so that Warax can use his ability to protect these guys. Even though, I mean, Teep cannot be attacked. Bakar can. So if anybody tries to come after Bakar, he can jump in front. So anyway, go to Radek. Clean stuff up. Draw a card. He draws into Goalless Swiftwind. 2 to bring out. 4 attack. 1 health. When Goalless readies, exhaust target ally. Now that is spicy. I like that. So we got this big manners play. You may destroy target armor weapon. Nothing's out. I'm actually going to play out this big 6 casting cost guy as a resource. Build up to 5. Now we're at 5. Now we can do a couple things. Man, I want to do that Shadow Bolt. Yeah, we're actually going to burn 3. We're going to Shadow Bolt since nobody attacked Shadala. They attacked Radek. So we're going to Shadow Bolt. Deals 3 damage to target hero or ally. I don't really care about hitting Warax. He's got a big health pool. I want to take out one of his dudes. We're actually going to take out Teep. Yeah, we're going to deal 3 shadow damage to Teep. That destroys Teep, and when the ally is destroyed, he has to discard a card. Oosh. Oh, do we lose a Nike or do we lose a quest? Oh, goodness. You know what? We're going to burn a Nike. Sorry. Sorry, she's very expensive. She's awesome, but she's very expensive. Actually, yeah. Second thoughts. We're going to keep a Nike. We're going to drop the quest. Sucks, but I feel like a Nike. She's 6. You know what? No second guesses anymore. That's it. Okay, so Shadow Bolt has resolved. Could destroy a target ability, but there's nothing out. And we're actually going to. He's exhausted. He can't defend. So we're gonna swing into Warax with both of them. Swinging for 4 against Warax. He drops to 38 or 28. I'm sorry. Got to set this down here. Where's the 20? There we go. And then we are going to pay 2. We're going to bring out Goalless Swiftwind. When he readies, just exhaust target ally. There's only 1 ally left, so it's gonna be fun. Less defender. So anyway, so we're done with Radek. We're going to ready everything. The Rin takes away on poor Radek. Draw a card. We draw into execute. 1 cost instant. Destroy target ally with damage on it. Nobody has any damage, so you know what? Oof. Oh, it's so good though. But you know what? I need a Nike, so I'm going to play that out as a resource. The car could swing in, and you know what? There's no point in not swinging in. He's actually going to swing in. He's going to declare his attack against Goalless because Goalless is just going to lock him down anyway. So both of those are destroyed off the table. Now Warax is wide open though. Things are not looking good over here. Nothing else left to do because Anika is 6 to bring in, so can't bring her in. So going over to Radek. Ready everything. There's no effects to worry about. We're going to draw. We got Katali Stone Tusk now. Another one. And he's nice. But you know what? How much we got? We got 5. Katali, oof. We're going to play that. Now we have 6 resources, and we are going to summon beef under the table. We are summoning an Infernal. He's 6 to bring out, 6 attack, 6 health. At the start of your turn, discard a card or target opponent gains control of Infernal. Yikes. At the end of your turn, Infernal deals 1 fire damage to each opposing hero and ally. So he just smacks everything for 1 every turn, but you gotta keep discarding for him. So, however, Radek, I can flip him, destroy one of my pets. Now the cost on him is 6, so he would deal 6 shadow damage to target hero or ally, and I can use it only on my turn. So anyway, so there's no defenders. He doesn't have ferocity. We're going to swing in for 4 more on Warax. Drops him to 20. Things are getting down to the wire. That's it for Radek's turn. We'll go over. He's got nothing. So we're just going to draw. We draw into Annihilator, a weapon. Combat damage dealt by your hero with Annihilator cannot be prevented. This is a weapon, and you attach it to your hero. It gives your hero a 3 attack, and the cost is 2 resources. But I really need. But you know that would really help him. Mm, mm, mm. That's a resource. I have to spend 2 resources every time I use it. But man, combat damage cannot be prevented. But still. But he could start swinging for 3. You know what? I gotta play the Annihilator. I gotta do it. Sorry, Anika. You're coming out this turn. Playing out the Annihilator. We're gonna pay the resource cost of 2. It's in the bottom right here. So this can be used to attack. Warax is going to attack. And we're using the Annihilator Axe. He's going to deal 3 damage to something. And he's actually going to take out Shadala. Shadala is now destroyed. She takes 3 damage. She only has 2 health. She's gone. That's it. And that's it for Warax. He's got nothing else. He could play out Anika as a resource, but nah, I don't want to do that. Been building up forever for that. So. Okay, so Radek. Oh, but in the beginning of his turn, Radek took 1. So whatever. So anyway, Radek's turn. Read everything. Now, I have to discard a card or he gets the Infernal. So discard Sarmoth. It's a shame. He draws into Benethor Drago. We're going to keep Benethor Drago to discard to the Infernal because we want to keep rolling with that Infernal. That thing's amazing. So then we're going to swing in with both of them. And he's going to deal 8. That's sorry. We got an Infernal dealing 6. We got Gerzuk dealing 2. That's 8 damage. Ooh, that drops the Warax to 18. Oh, it's not good. It's not good. Now, I could sack him, deal 6 more, but that would not kill Warax. So next turn we're going to worry about that. So at the end of your turn, Infernal deals 1 damage, fire damage to each opposing hero and ally. So he takes 1 more. So Warax takes 1 more, and that's it for Radek. He's not going to pay anything. He's not going to play anything out. Keep the card back to the Infernal. All right. Warax, beginning of his turn. We deal 1. Drops Radek to 19. It's getting down to the wire, folks. We draw. We get Crazy England, who has Protector. No attack, but he's got a 6 health. That would help a lot. We're actually going to pay. Oh, darn it. Darn it. No, we're going to play out Crazy England as a resource. That puts us at 6. That brings out Anika. Now I got some defense. She does not have ferocity. She not can attack the first turn. I don't have any resources to pay in the Annihilator, so Warax cannot swing in. Also, he cannot protect Anika. So we'll see how this plays out. So then we gotta ready Radek's turn. He has to discard a card. He discards the Benethor Drago. He draws another Sarmoth. He could play that out if he's confident. Nah, now we're gonna hold it back just to be sure, So we're going to actually, we're gonna swing in with the Infernal. Gerzuk, if he swings, you know what? He's gonna swing in too. Because we got Radix. So this is an all or nothing kind of turn. We swing in. Warax has to block. He has to absorb some damage. Otherwise, Radic is going to be able to fling an Infernal at his head. So, so we're going to have to defend, and we have to defend against the Infernal, or we are in some deep doo doo. Now, it looks like we can use this ability on Radic at any time. So okay, so we attack with the Infernal declares attacks against. Well, actually, Anika does not have defender. She can or protector. She cannot throw herself in front. So we could declare attack of Infernal against Anika, or we could just attack Warax with both of these. We deal 9. Yeah, Warax goes down to 2. Then we use Radic's ability to fling the Infernal, and it is game over. It's game over, folks. The Horde wins for the Horde. Doggies. I don't know about y'all, but I had myself a blast. Now, I could feel the rustiness from not having flopped these particular cards for a dog's age, and I could feel how some cards had little synergy with the overall deck and so on. As a long-standing MTG player, I'm very familiar with these concepts, so I see there can be improvements here. But the overall play was just a blast, just an absolute blast. I popped my head into the den to let the missus know how things went and immediately informed her that I'm gonna need more cards. I'm gonna absolutely need some more cards for this here game. That right there, folks, that every bit as fun as MTG. And I could feel the similarities. They're pretty obvious, but I also think this is a case of we don't need to reinvent the wheel. There's already a big popular TCG. The concepts are broad and universal. We can all play in this sandbox. It's not a big deal. This is a game that doesn't need to thrive on originality. It's fun on its own. But what do y'all think? Let me know down in the comments. I know I'm going to be heading straight to Google and hunt me up some more cards. I am pumped, folks. Pumped. And that there's Soloplay, y'all. I hope if nothing else, I entertained you with my hillbilly antics, my poor decision making, and such. And if I did, might I impose upon you for a like? Just a little thing for y'all, but a big thing for the YouTube algorithm. Keeps my itty bitty little channel growing. And welcome to all the new faces here that have joined up and subscribed. I appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all are warming this old hillbilly's heart. Thank y'all so much for stopping by, for your likes and your comments and your subscriptions. Welcome one and all. Now, the missus and I got some running to do today, so I'm going to roll credits on this here Soloplay Sunday. It's a beautiful day out, but hot as can be, so stay hydrated, put on your sunscreen, take care of yourselves. And while you're at it, bust out some games, play some cards, roll some dice, read a comic, watch a good movie, do something fun, and as always, have a good one.